Question 16, 763 divided by 23. Now, we will discuss two different methods for this. So the first method is the chunking method, dividing by lots of 23. So I always say when we're doing chunks, do 1 lot, 10 lots, 100 lots, 2 lots, 20 lots, 200 lots, and 5 lots. And since we're doing 23s, then that's what we're working out these chunks of. So 1 lot of 23 is 23, obviously. 10 lots would be 23 with a 0 on the end, so 230. 100 lots would be 23 with 2 zeros on the end, so 2,300. 2 lots, well, double 23 is 46. 20 lots is the same as 2 lots, 46, but with 10 times bigger, so with a 0 on the end, 460. 200 lots is the same as 46, but 100 times bigger, so 4,600. And 5 lots is half of 10 lots. So if 10 lots is 230, 5 lots is half of 230. Half of 200 is 100. Half of 30 is 15, so it would be 115. And then what we're trying to do with chunking is we're trying to subtract the biggest number that we can to get as low as we can, as quickly as we can, and making a note of the chunks that we are subtracting as we go along before adding up our chunks at the end. So we're starting with 763, and some of the chunks we've made are already too big. For example, we can't take 2,300 away because that's already bigger than 763. So you might think, why did we do that in the first place? Well, had this been 7,630, then 2,300 would have been quite a useful chunk. But so sometimes those larger chunks, it is worth making that chunk of 100 and the chunk of 200 because it will be useful, especially with a 4-digit number. But this is only a 3-digit number. So 2,300 is already too big. 4,600 is already too big. So we might as well cross those ones off because those chunks are going to be no use to us for this particular question. So what is the biggest number that we can take away from 763 that's in that list? Well, we've got 460, so let's take that. So you take away 460, make a note at the side what chunk that is. 460 is a chunk of 20. Put a little times 20 with a circle around it, and then let's take it away. So 3 take 0 is 3. 6 take 6 is 0. 7 take 4 is 3. So we're down to 303. Now let's take the biggest number away that we can. Now we're trying to get as low as we can, as quickly as we can. So that's why we take the biggest number. So the biggest number we can take away from 303 is this 230. 460 is no use anymore because that's already bigger than 303. So you might as well cross that one out now. That one's no use. So 230 is the biggest one left. So you take away 230, and let's work that out. And that 230 is a chunk of 10. So 3 take 0 is 3. 0 take 3 we can't do, so borrow. 10 take 3 is 7. 2 take 2 is nothing. So we're down to 73. So we've only got 73 left. So at this point, we say, well, what's the biggest number we can take from 73? So 230 is no use anymore because we've only got 73 left. So that chunk's gone, no use. 115's gone, no use. So they've only got 2 chunks left, 23 and 46. Now we could take away 46, or we could actually do something really clever here, and that's combine those 2 chunks to make a new chunk. Because remember, we're trying to get down as quick as we can. So 46 and 23 actually makes a new chunk of 69. And that would be a chunk of 2 plus a chunk of 1, which would make a chunk of 3. So all I've done is I've added this chunk and this chunk together. A chunk of 1 and a chunk of 2 makes a chunk of 3. And 23 and 46 makes 69. And we can take 69 off 73. So let's try that. 69, so 3 take 9 we can't do, so borrow. 13 take 9 is 4. And 6 take 6 is nothing. So we're down to just 4. And that 69 was a chunk of 3. So we should put a little times 3 there. Now then, we're down to 4. And we cannot go any lower because the smallest chunk is 23. And that's bigger than the 4 that we've got left. So basically, we can't take anything else away. So that means that 4 must be our final remainder. 4. So what we've got to do now is add up the chunks. So we've got a chunk of 20, a chunk of 10, and a chunk of 3. So 20 plus 10 plus 3 makes 33. And we had a remainder of 4, so it's 33 remainder 4. And your remainder is divided by whatever the whole thing was divided by, which is 23. So it's 4 divided by 23, or 4/23. So your final answer is 763 divided by 23. The final answer is 33 and 4/23. Final answer.